Hey everybody, welcome back to Today Talk. And today I want to talk to you guys today about being a man in your prime and how to be the man in your prime. So you probably grew up and you probably be thinking, well, that you aren't the man in your prime. You probably think that you're the guy that, is sitting at home or whatever you're doing and that you need to get to a certain place and that you need to be a cartoon character and promote certain behaviors that you think make you a man. And, whether it's being more confident or wanting to be, more of yourself or being just more disconnected with the world, a man on his purpose, a man going after what he wants. And you think you need to promote these certain behaviors because you probably think, well, I'm not there, so I need to force these out of me. I'm not there already. I need to be the guy that needs to push these out of me. Well, therein lies the problem on why you probably don't think you are the man in your prime. Because let me tell you, my friend, you are already the man in your prime. And this is how I grew up, and this is how most people are conditioned and how most men are conditioned to be, because we're often told, and we're told everything's wrong with us. We're told that this isn't right and that you're not there, you're not good enough, so you need to, in order to be the man, which you are not already, even though you're a man with a penis and a ball sack or whatever, you already have the figure of a man, that you need to go out and be the man because you are not there already. You are a son of a bitch, pussy, whatever the fuck you are, and that you're down here at the bottom of the totem pole. You need to get to the top in order to be the man that you need to be, in order to be a man in his prime. Well, let me tell you, that in that right there in lies the problem on why you don't think you're the man to begin with. Because you're already a man. A man in his prime, that's who you are right now probably. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how old you are, whether you're an 80-year-old man or a 20-year-old man like me. A man in his prime is pretty much a man as they are right now. Now, there are certain ages where you have more energy and you're more inclined to do things that's more likely to be when you're younger. Well, it doesn't really matter. Conditioning and society and social conditioning has produced you to think that you are not already a man in your prime, that you are not enough, that you are not conditioned enough now to be that man. Well, let me tell you, the environment doesn't know what the fuck it's talking about. The world doesn't know what it's talking about. And when I say that, we live in a world where it's often called, I heard someone call it the personality ethic from a great book I'm reading, the seven habits of highly effective people by Stephen Covey, which talks about people already built within them the principles and values and instinctual evolutionary traits that make who you are, who you need to be. Who you already are is what you need to be. So, as I say, right there, that lies the problem. So, you probably been watching the Art of the Manliness podcast, maybe, or you've seen Alpha M, or some of these guys that say, they teach you how to be a man, how to dress. You need to groom your hair, and you need to fluff it back with hair gel. You need to do all this stuff. Well, let me tell you how I know that. Maybe you haven't seen that stuff. Love those guys. Go watch them anyways. They got some great advice. But I don't really gel my hair back and wear nice suits or whatever. But they pretty much hold up the kind of cartoonish, stereotypical version of what we think a man is. A guy that, of course, has the values in which we think a man should have, but otherwise they're trying to push it out of you. They want you to make it feel fake in your body. Doesn't it sometimes feel fake when you're trying to be a man, or you're trying to be a certain way? Well, as I'm saying, that in there lies the problem, because you're assuming you're not already the man. So sometimes, people that are trying to be in search of themselves, or trying to find themselves outside of their body, that they try to promote these behaviors, or whether it's being more confident, walking around, asserting themselves in all situations. They think they got to hold themselves tall and, spread their arms real big. And some people, and this is what Amy Cuddy, or I think that's her name, you've probably seen her TED Talk with a body language talk about being more confident, being more assertive, the more often you hold yourself bigger. Well, this is often, because you know how I know that, because I saw that TED Talk, and I went through this process myself. And it wasn't until I finally returned to who I am, accepted who I am, that really the inner man that we're all searching for came out. And this is probably what you've been doing. And to change the progress, my friend, You need to let go of that need to be a cartoon character, a guy that like is that stereotypical man we see in the movies. You know, the James Bond kind of guy, the real badass guy who doesn't make mistakes, who's perfect, and that you know, has no flaws, and he walks around, he's cool, gets all the ladies, does all this. Well, that is a cartoon character. James Bond is a movie character made up in Hollywood. Made up in whatever. Came from Hollywood, invented by the British, or I don't even know who made James Bond. But the main issue right there is that you think being a man comes from the external world, and that society's version of a man is how you need to be a man. Well, let me tell you, that is 100% rubbish, 100% garbage. And I hope this is hitting you hard. Maybe you know what I'm already about to tell you. As I've said, you're already the man you need to be. So in order to be a man, become a man in his prime, you need to gut that in paradigm entirely, because that comes from a place of scarcity. And so most people, and this can apply to many different issues, but right now I'm just focusing with the men in my audience and being a man. A lot of people are obsessed with, well, how do I be a man? How do I, approach the life and being, with my gender, and how do men, the guy that I'm not now, even though I'm the fucking man with a penis, even though I'm already the guy here, that I need to promote certain behaviors within me. You're already the man, my friend. And so, gutting that paradigm entirely, that you are not the man, that you are not enough now. Because as I was saying, the need to promote those behaviors, on whether that's being more charismatic, being better with the ladies, having values, and being a guy of principle and character. I mean, that's all great. I'm not saying that's wrong. But I'm saying the way to get to that is not through pushing those behaviors out of you and forcing them out where it feels fake and it doesn't feel right in your body. Then sometimes when you try to push it, it feels like you're being doesn't it feel like you're being a character, like some kind of cartoon guy walking around like, and you don't feel right. It's like, and more or less, it's pushing you away from who you actually are, which is the opposite of being a man. So, as I said, most people assume a man is a guy that doesn't care what the world thinks of him, as a man on his purpose, going after his dream, doing what he wants to do. Well, in order to fix that and become the man you truly want is, as I say, let all that go. Let go of the need to be a man on his purpose, a guy who doesn't care about what the world. Guess what? I care about what the world sometimes thinks of me. I care about what other people think of me, but I let it go. I don't let it control my life. But I recognize that within my bodily system, because we all as humans have that within us. That need for others to validate us and all this kind of stuff. But when you let all that go, you let all that bullcrap go, that stuff we peddle, you kind of become much more in tune with who you are, and you allow the inner instinctual man within you to come out. Now let me apply this to a guy that might have been living 2 million or even 10,000 years ago. So imagine 10,000 years ago, you're a caveman, and you're living, you have your family, you have your wife, and you have your child. Well, you're living in a very uncomfortable environment. You're living in an environment where, all these freaking birds behind me, I don't know if you can hear them or not. But anyways, they're living in an environment, of course, with nature. They're living in an environment, whether it's in a wilderness or in a very unstable, uncomfortable environment that is full of lions and full of predators all around that are trying to eat them. And then, of course, they don't live in a comfortable home with parents that take care of them, and they didn't have the chance to go to the grocery store, get their food. They had to go out and hunt. They had to gather for supplies. They had to find shelter. The man in that situation, which of course is you right now, the man in that situation had to step up. He didn't have time to think, well, how do I be a man? Am I a man right now? He didn't have time to read self-help books and think, how to be a man. Do I need to dress nice, put grease in my hair? No, that guy had to step up, accept who he is now. He had to go out and start fucking finding food, because he lived in an uncomfortable environment. He had to find the food, find the shelter, and provide for his family. And he had to be a man on his purpose to overcome, fight the predators out there, and keep himself alive, because that is what that man had to do. Well, what's happened as society is modernized, as I said, people have become a lot more comfortable. And of course, we've civilized, and people are not going to die because of somebody else. They're not going to die out of someone else causing them bodily harm, or you might die of disease. But that's because life has become so much more comfortable. So people have kind of lost the inner connect with their inner self-trust, trusting themselves to be the person they need to be now. and have kind of gotten lost in what society thinks of a man, how Western culture has promoted certain male values, or what we consider to be male gender norms, and have gone out and pushed us to be not in connect with who we are, and to somehow shame guys. You probably have felt shame in some form of your life, whether it's by other people or by your parents or whatever, that you need to be a certain way, and that you need to be like this because you're down here. You're not the man you need to be already, and that's probably how you were conditioned growing up. That in there lies the problem. So as we've gotten more comfortable as men and as people, we have lost the interconnect on what it means to be who we truly are. If that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I hope it will by the end of this video. But so as I said, as people got more comfortable, they've lost connect, and they've stopped trusting themselves. They've stopped believing in that they are already the person they need to be right now. Of course, people 10,000 years ago, or people before we civilized, knew what they needed to do because they're already out there having to do it anyways. But well, you're probably saying, well, Jim, the guy to step up, as I was saying, the guy to step up and go face his fears and go conquer and provide. He didn't have, he had to step up. Well, you can be, let me tell you right now, you can sit here right now and feel content with yourself and feel the man within you. Feel that confidence, feel that self-esteem. Don't feel that need to go out and constantly have everyone validate you and these certain values that often we associate with men. Well, how you do this, my friend, is, as I say, you gut that paradigm, that gut that scarcity where you are not already enough. Okay? You are enough right now. You are the man you need to be. And I hope this is hitting home for you, because it should. It should be testing all that stuff you've been taught on how to be more charismatic. All these behaviors you need to promote and all these things you need to do in order to be the man. Let me tell you, all shyster. Because all it's saying is that you are not enough now. That you're not charismatic. You're not social. You're not the guy that goes out and meets the women and has the woman fawn to you and do these certain things. That you're a son of a bitch guy, maybe, doing whatever. Maybe you're the guy who lives in his mom's basement and you're a son of a bitch. That in there, as I say, lies the problem. So in order to change that, become more mindful with yourself, let go of those self-defeating patterns, because let me tell you, that paradigm of constantly having to promote certain behaviors and going out and trying to figure out what it means to be a man because you think you're not already the man, all that is doing is creating this self-fulfilling prophecy, this kind of ideal thing where you're kind of in this endless cycle, this downward spiral, as people would say, on not being enough. So it's like, the more you kind of pursue these certain attitudes that you think you need to be, whether it's more charismatic, more sociable as a person, not giving a fuck, being a man on his purpose, pushing these kind of male ideals that society has promoted, you're just reinforcing that paradigm that you're not already the man. So by continuing to do this, you're not going to feel comfortable in your own skin as a man. You're not going to feel right in who you are. So pushing this paradigm, all you're doing is continuing this non-acceptance, constantly pushing away that you're not the man already, and just continuing this kind of Ferris wheel or whatever, this cycle that goes around and around, and that will never lead you anywhere. That will not get you to the goal that you wish to do, which really, in all sense, is being comfortable with yourself, accepting who you are, liking who you are, and not having to be validated by everyone around you, which is what you're seeking. So, in order to be more charismatic, in order to be more social, and to be these values that you so wish to promote, you need to let go of the need to be them. You need to let go of the need to follow them and pursue them. And this might be profound to you. I hope it is. It was profound for me because I had to learn it on my own. After trying to be, as I say, it's called the personality ethics, to promote certain behaviors within you. Stupid. Maybe it didn't give me any comfort in being myself. And the true man, a man that is true with himself, is a man that is 100% secure with himself, okay with his personality, and okay with being who he is in front of everyone around him. Doesn't matter if he thinks they're going to judge them or not. Being okay and being honest. That is a man. The guy that you are right now is the man that the guy was 10,000 years ago. You might have been socialized differently. You might have certain things that were socialized into you that the guy, your ancestors 10,000 years ago, weren't. But he didn't know about some fucking James Bond guy. He was too busy out fucking throwing spears into pigs or whatever, boars, and hunting, that he was just okay with being himself. There wasn't really anything out there telling him, oh, you're not doing it right. You're not doing this right. This kind of endless shit. You see how passionate I am, because this is what I'm saying is 100% true, because it applies to me as what I had to learn on my own. But I had to learn it myself. And that, as I say, that and there lies the problem. So, to conclude, I hope this hits you hard. As I say, let go of the need to be somebody else. Learn to be okay with who you are, because that is the true man in his prime that you need to be. The man that you are right now. I mean, not saying you can't grow and become a better person. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying learning to be okay with yourself now, and then growing, and then approaching the world with a sense of security, a sense of self, a sense of assuredness in who you are. Because when you let go of the need to be something else, you become who you are. And the instinctual behaviors that you wish you have, or wish you think you don't have, come out. Charisma. You know what charisma is? I'll tell you right now. Charisma is being yourself. Not questioning who you are constantly. Not being, whatever we fucking think charisma is being who you are, and then sharing good vibes and approaching the world with a sense of secureness in yourself. Not caring about what others think of you. Let me tell you, not everybody's going to like you. The world, we try to think that we have to have everyone like us. Not everybody's going to like you. You're going to go out and meet the people that you connect with the most. And you're going to be a man on his purpose. Because when you let go and you stop judging yourself, then you become a man in his purpose, because you figure out what you want to do, because you're not spending so much time self-obsessed with yourself. And you become a man on his mission, a man on his purpose. What do you want to do? My mission at this moment is making this YouTube channel. Proud of it. What is your purpose? What is your mission? What do you want to do? So I hope this provided some value to you in how to be a man in his prime. And my friend, I hope you got a lot of value out of this. I hope this is one of the best videos you've seen. And the next step for you to do is to stop looking up how to be men video. Maybe look up some mindfulness meditation. That'll be a great step for you, because what that does is that guts off the need of the thinking mind, guts off the need to look for anything externally outside you, and that reconnects you with your body and who you are. So hope you take that advice. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please support the channel if you can. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.